Ryomen Sukuna, the king of cooking, the strongest cook in history, has never experienced Black Flash. The great Aoi Todo once explained that in order to become a great cook, you must experience Black Flash. So from this moment on, I officially revoke Sukuna's chef license and have removed his rights to cook, until he experiences the sparks of black. This claim has actually already been confirmed by the oh-so-reliable source called my brain, and I genuinely think it is the best theory I have ever produced on Jujutsu Kaisen. But at the end of the day, it is just that, a theory. A very good one, but a theory. You know, in the same way Gojo being dead is just a theory. Shut up! This theory is also going to tie back into the current events of Jujutsu Kaisen. The theory is going to explore how Yuji already has a weapon which exploits one of Sukuna's weakness, and Yuta actually has the other weapon which exploits one of Sukuna's weaknesses. And one of those weaknesses is his lack of knowledge about Black Flash, something we know Yuji is very proficient at. Todo's first order of business upon adopting his new brother is to teach him how to perfectly channel cursed energy. Todo genuinely taught Itadori more in 5 minutes than Gojo or Nanami did combined across a whole month. Apparently, the difference between sorcerers who have and haven't experienced Black Flash is like the difference between heaven and earth. A Black Flash increases hit strength by the power of 2.5, and it also temporarily allows the user to enter the zone and flawlessly control their cursed energy. It causes ramp-ups in output and can even increase your chance of landing another Black Flash later on in the same fight. Itadori broke Nanami's record of 4 with 5 Black Flashes in a single day, and in fact many believe Itadori's curse technique has something to do with using Black Flash at will. I don't think this is the case, but there is definitely something going on there. Maybe Kenjaku made Itadori by receiving Black Flash backshots? We aren't here to talk about Yuji, however, we are here to talk about Sukuna, the strongest in history. Or should I say, soon-to-be ex-strongest in history.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to sound like Captain Obvious, but we have never seen Sukuna land or even acknowledge a Black Flash. And my brain, being the absolute powerhouse it is, decided that this means Sukuna has never once landed a Black Flash, and maybe never will. In order to explain why this is the case, all you need to do is look at all the times Black Flash has been used so far. When Yuta landed a Black Flash against Geto, he was putting his all into that fight to protect his friends. In fact, Yuta was so determined that he was prepared to outright kill Geto then and there. Geto was a highly experienced special grade sorcerer at the height of his power, and Yuta was only a few months into training, so Yuta was definitely the underdog in that fight. Similarly, Itadori also had only 1 month of training when facing special grade disaster curse Hanami. He was literally forced to fight Hanami alone by Todo until he landed his first Black Flash. He then landed 4 more Black Flashes later on in the same fight, and he did this fighting an opponent who was much stronger than him and also had hurt his friends. Itadori and Kugisaki both landed Black Flash against a special grade curse wound death painting thing. Fuck those names. Nobara definitely was going all out in that fight, stabbing herself repeatedly in order to beat the death womb curse thingies with their own techniques. Nanami has also set a record for 4 Black Flashes on the Night Parade of 100 Demons. And yes, it was broken by Itadori, but that record was held until that point by Nanami. And he landed them after stepping in to prevent any more young sorcerers' deaths happening right before his eyes, including Ino. Itadori and Todo both landed Black Flash against Special Grade Disaster Curse Mahito, and Mahito also landed several Black Flashes as he fought his natural enemy and came close to grasping his soul's true essence. The next time we see Black Flash in the series is from Gojo against Sukuna himself, followed by 3 more as he enters the zone. Awakened Gojo has never been challenged like this before. He is pulling out all the stops against an opponent who finally rivals or even exceeds his own strength, so it's no coincidence Gojo landed Black Flashes here and not anywhere else in the series. So what does all of this have to do with Sukuna not using Black Flash? Well, it's simple. In all of these instances of Black Flash use, the user has almost always been going all out and almost always fighting opponents that should be beyond them, or at least challenge them. I think Gojo was the most challenging fight Sukuna has ever won, and even then he didn't go all out. Strangely, he also never landed his own Black Flash. Gojo vs Sukuna was one of the most highly anticipated fights in anime or manga, and it did not disappoint. Both showed feats of incredible power, so it doesn't make sense to me that Gojo would be the only one to land a Black Flash in that fight. Granted, Sukuna did have a hard time landing anything, but that's just because he's shit. The point stands. If we were ever to see a fight where Sukuna uses Black Flash, it would be this one, but he didn't. And I think that means that Sukuna never has. If he never has to go all out to achieve an ideal, just like everyone else does, then he would never have the concentration needed for a Black Flash hit. On the complete other side of the spectrum though, we have Yuji Itadori who fights tooth and nail to see his ideals realized. He always puts his all in despite being less powerful than most opponents he fights. I said most, not all. Relax. Sukuna actually recognized Yuji's soul's resilience and it caused him great annoyance. It's the fact Yuji always fights so hard that he lands Black Flashes, and the fact Sukuna never has to try that he has never landed any Black Flashes, and that may well spell his defeat. Even more evidence suggesting Sukuna has never landed Black Flash is his lack of acknowledgement for it. When Itadori was his vessel, he would have seen Yuji use Black Flash countless times, but he still considers him weak and annoying. It was also when Gojo started pulling out Black Flashes that Sukuna started shaking. Yes, Sukuna took many risks against Gojo to learn how to defeat Infinity, but that doesn't mean he was always gonna win. Taking risks means exactly what it sounds like. You take risks.
Really? Wow.
So Sukuna probably didn't anticipate the risk that came with allowing Gojo to enter the fucking Black Flash zone. That's probably why Sukuna became genuinely scared here, because Gojo could win with the power Black Flash blessed him with. Since the power of Black Flash really turned the tables in Gojo's favour and had a significant impact on the other fights in the series, there should be no denying its usefulness. However, Sukuna refuses to acknowledge it and has never used it. From Todo's explanation of Black Flash, we know it allows for a sorcerer to gain an understanding of cursed energy way beyond anyone who has never experienced it before. So if Sukuna has never experienced it, he will not understand its worth and significance. Does that sound familiar to you? Sukuna knows of love, but he has never experienced it, and therefore underestimates its worth. The power of Black Flash and love are both things Sukuna lacks and underestimates, meaning they are also his two weaknesses. These two things also happen to be our protagonist duo's greatest weapons. Yuta Akotsu, the strongest sorcerer of today, is the embodiment of the power of love. Yuji Itadori and his indomitable soul is the embodiment of the power of Black Flash. Both of these characters are fighting Sukuna together, each wielding a weapon that exploits Sukuna's only weaknesses. Now tell me that is not poetic. Everything fits perfectly into place with this theory, and it may be the best theory I have ever produced. It just makes sense. Anyway, that is why I think Sukuna has never experienced Black Flash and why it will be important very soon. I know a few of you think Yuta's gonna get smoked in this fight against Sukuna, but most of you think Rika's gonna get smoked by him. Actually, they think he's gonna get eaten by him, which I know Gege said something about Sukuna eating an important character, but I don't really understand what he'd gain from that. However, I do think it's important to point out that even if Sukuna does kill Rika, that does not make Yuta useless. All of Rika's power originally came from Yuta. All that cursed energy came from him. Again, this is just a theory, but it's very possible that upon losing Rika, Yuta actually gains all of the power Rika stored and becomes completely unstoppable. I know there are also theories circulating about Yuta getting a 6-eye transplant, which I don't... Yeah, the point of this video is not to talk about whether Yuta can beat Sukuna or not. I've already made a video about that. It's about what advantage Yuta and Yuji have over Sukuna. Yuji's being his indomitable soul and the power of Black Flash, and Yuta being the power of love. Both of these things that Sukuna does not understand. And if you think of Yuta's weapon as being the power of love, then there is surely nothing that can drive him further to beating Sukuna than if Sukuna kills the person he loves. Based on what we've seen so far in Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's very justified to say Sukuna is just going to cut them all down and win, no problem. But if you really look at it, Yuta and Yuji are the two that make the most sense to bring down Sukuna, obviously with the help of all of their friends. But in terms of actually exploiting his weaknesses and finding a way to beat him, it is both of these characters, the main character and the one intended to be the main character, that will be able to do it. I think that makes perfect sense. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and comment below with any video suggestions or theories of your own. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon for some juicy Chapter 249 content.